national referee. Second referee is Joy De Imus, national referee. And now let's meet the starters. First, for Strong Group Athletics SGA. Outside spiker from Jose Rizal University, number 14, team captain, Dolly Versosa. Outside spiker from the Far Eastern University, number 7, Justine Rebleza. Center from Enduran College, number 9, Shamsi Kaule. Opposite hitter from the Technological Institute of the Philippines, number 11, Shika Espinosa. Middle blocker from Lyceum of the Philippines University, number 17, Joy Onofre. Middle blocker from the University of the Philippines, number 19, Nikki Baldisanso. Starting libero from the College of St. Benil is number 3, Melanie Romero. Head coach for SGA is Onyok Getigan. And now the starters for the Petro Gazz Angels. Middle blocker from the Far Eastern University, number 9, team captain, Rem Palma. Center from the College of St. Benil, number 2, Janelle Chang. Opposite hitter from University of Santo Tomas, number 8, Aiza Maizo Pontillas. Outside spiker from the University of Hawaii, number 10, Brooke Van Sickle. Middle blocker from the University of the Philippines, number 11, Marian Buitre. Outside spiker also from UP, number 19, Nicole Tiamzon. Starting libero from the University of Santo Tomas is number 22, Baby Love Barbon. And the head coach for the Angels is Koji Tsuzurabana. This game is held under the supervision and regulation of the Games and Amusement Sport. It is Strong Group Athletics versus Petro Gazz. This is the PVL, the heart of...
Take a look at the lineup of the Athletics. Strong Group Athletics. They're bannered once again by Dali Grace Versosa, 25 years old, out of JRU. Chica Espinosa, a familiar name out of TIP. Meantime, the familiar names, and they're led by new team captain Rem Palma. Aiza Maizo Puntillas is there. Nicole Tiamzon. Janelle Cheng will kickstart the offense, of course. And for those who didn't watch the Champions League, you're going to witness the power of Brooke Van Sickle for the first time today. Welcome to opening day of the All-Filipino Conference right here at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City.
Great to see the respect that Petro Gazz is giving this new team, SGA, as they banner their usual starters as we begin the first set.
Two new teams you'll be seeing today, so a big treat for all volleyball fans as they get a chance to witness some of these new players in the PVL. Van Sickle got it.
Easy point there for the Angels. One-stop cross-court hit by Brooke Van Sickle. This is the first time I'm seeing her live in action. So from our view, Eric, talagang she has the very good vertical leap.
And what's very obvious if you're watching even on TV, the height disparity between these two teams, as you see the first point for the Athletics from Onofre, who played for Coach Emil Lontok, somebody you're familiar with under LPU.
Actually, looking at their lineup now, we also see some familiar players from UAAP who transferred to NCAA. Itong sila Gwen Malapit.
In the meantime, back-to-back points for Van Sickle. How will the Athletics, Mela, deal with a height disadvantage right now against this tall Angels lineup?
Well, we can make their first point as reference kasi actually while that point was in rally, that was your point na mas matangkad itong Petro Gazz. But there's a way for them to score by hitting smarter and just, you know, finding the open spots in the Petro Gazz defense.
Overpass. Buitre unable to put it away. There's Espinosa, didn't cross the net, so that's 4 touches against the Athletics.
Of course, one of the best ways is to limit these errors and just extend the rallies as long as possible.
Brooke Van Sickle. She played in Cyprus for a year before coming to the Philippines. Nice serve. That's popped up by Jean Licauco. Cheng to Buitre in the middle. Double block against Marian Buitre. Pontilla sends it over. Licauco picking it up. Here comes Versosa. Nice looking spike for the team captain. That is short for Aiza Pontillas.
What a sight to see Versosa flying for the SGA. And alam mong kahit kaharap niya mga veterans, I'm sure idols din nila yan. But, you know, all might, all power on that last hit.
Versosa is only 5'5", but she really gets up very high. Chang passes, oh, nice one, but good defense coming from Athletics off that shot by Tiamzon. Bontillas trying to make up for the error earlier. That's popped up. That will go across. Nice tip for Reblesa. The chase down. Excellent effort, but just not enough for Melanie Romero.
Early on, you can see Janelle Cheng really going a lot to Aiza Pontillas and finding an advantage sa blockers nito ni Nang Aiza. But on the other side, you gotta love the fighting spirit as well of SGA. Just look at Melanie really sacrificing her body for that chase.
Did you call her Nang Aiza?
Oh, I thought we were teammates at this point.
Espinosa with a cross-court hit.
These are the highlights or the bright spot now emerging for strong group. I mean, not what some people might be expecting na ay malaking lamang, it will be, you know, a walk in the park for the Angels, but SGA trying to keep close with the scores.
And Palma knocking it in. First point for Palma as we check in with Lexi Rodriguez.
Well, Eric and Mela, the last time she was team captain, it was way back in season 76 in the UAAP. But according to Remy, she is no stranger to the role of being team captain. Sabi ni Remy, she knew it was not going to come easy being the team captain, but she knows deep inside she will, and she is a good leader. She says simula pa lang ito, and she looks forward to having MJ and Myla Pablo back, and they're all fueled up to translate their off-season tournament performance into this PVL All-Filipino Conference. Now, this report is brought to you by the Pilipinas Live app. Download and subscribe now or watch via PilipinasLive.com and experience the PVL games live in HD and commercial-free anytime and anywhere in the world. Now back to you, Eric and Mela.
All right, thank you, Lexi. There's Tiamzon with her second point of the game. How scary are the Angels going to be? Especially when they have MJ Phillips back in the lineup and then they include Sapete as well.
Well, they're scary when you look at their names pa lang, you know, on paper. I mean, the actual lineup. But I guess what makes them scarier is the fact that they're healthy. All of them are healthy. Also got the chance to talk with Myla Pablo. And previously, may mga iniinda na minor injuries in her former team. But right now, she's really healthy and fit to suit up for this conference. Pero, syempre, you know, ang dami ding, sabi nga natin, ang daming material nito ni Coach Koji. So, with a long season, 12 teams yung harapin. It's really best na iikot mo yung mga tao mo. And now we're seeing Tiamzon start for Petro Gazz as she scores that ace and leads them to the first technical timeout.
Nicole Tiamzon, 4 points, top scoring for the Angels. There's Versosa with a nice pass. Good dig coming from Aiza Puntillas. Here's a chance ball for the Athletics. Rebleza is turned away.
That's when you see the height advantage of Petro Gazz Angels. And also, on the other side, kailangan din kasi nila to find an advantage, like do quicker plays, or kung magsiset man sila sa mga wingers, at least, you know, the tempo of the set should be a bit faster because itong blocking pattern ng Angels are very established.
Service fault, first one for Chami Tiamzon. It's a 4-point lead for Coach Koji Zurabara. He's a very modest guy. We're talking to him during the media day, asking him about the way he was shuffling his lineup in the Champions League.
Or at least that's what we see outside training. But there was a clip from the official Petro Gazz page. I believe it was Sabete's birthday, and he was making her suffer from multiple drills, really exhausting her. But definitely a part of the, you know, of that relationship is building. Yun ang bonding nila.
That's right. Nice block by Versosa earlier, make it a 3-point game. Versosa with a tip. There's a net touch as Versosa unable to control her momentum.
Dolly Versosa, that was actually a great attempt, no? Kasi kanina yung mga puntos nila nakukuha nila here sa zone 2 when they're really targeting Aiza Puntillas with those drop balls. But that violation is going to cost them.
Espinosa from the back row. Not a good pass there from Tiamzon. Here comes Van Sickle. Van Sickle tries again, this time way outside.
Again, yung pagkapit ng SGA sa rallies, dapat ipagpatuloy lang nila yan because, you know, Petro Gazz have also been sending a lot of errors their way. They need to capitalize on that the Angels aren't playing, you know, perfect volleyball at this point.
It's just a 3-point game. Cheng to the middle, and Marian Buitre puts it away. First point for Buitre.
Buitre, as we know, one of the most versatile players in any team she plays for. She plays opposite, also very lethal middle blocker. Maganda dyan when she's in the front line. There are a lot of combination plays and attacks that she can do.
Solid block in the middle against Onofre.
Back-to-back points, courtesy of Marian Buitre. Definitely, you know, at some point last year, itong si Marian came off the bench and she did not look back. I mean, she had a breakout game coming off the bench, and then she gained so much confidence from that. And right now, it's so good to see her start for the Angels.
There's an attack error from Espinosa as this is slowly slipping away from Coach Onyok Getigan.
Well, Espinosa, makikita natin yung intimidation from the blockers of Petro Gazz. So they really need to find a way to defend better so they could come up with better plays. But again, it's the errors of the Petro Gazz Angels that have been, you know, giving SGA a chance to keep up in this first set.
Mayra Pablo will come off the bench for Coach Koji Zurabara. And we saw Ayumi Furukawa, former Blue Eagle from Ateneo, as Onofre sends it outside. One of the things plaguing the Athletics right now, Mela, is nobody has more than 1 point. I mean, their offense is sputtering here in the opening set.
Well, for sure, no, sabi nga natin, the reason why they're keeping close are because of the errors of Petro Gazz, but they really need to play smart, just like how they scored their Baldizanzo, finding that open spot and having such high reach. Tingnan mo naman sa ibabaw talaga kinuha. And the majority of the points that they score from attacks galing sa drop balls.
Buitre, that is Doug. Pushed by Espinosa. Wing attack. Yes, Nicole Tiamzon hacking it in. Tiamzon, what a start for her. 5 points of the 15 on the Angels.
Super great decision by Nicole Tiamzon to choose that cross-court area. Kung kanina yung SGA nakakuha ng puntos dito sa mga drop balls nila, ito namang Petro Gazz dun sa mga cross-court. Dahil even sila Brooke Van Sickle also got their points from that angle. So ang hirap dyan sa SGA, syempre yung pattern nila in just a week, hindi pa nila yan masyadong nagagamay. And with that, Petro Gazz
Back in the game, it's the biggest lead right now of the Angels at 7, 16-9. Longest rally is what you're looking at. Espinosa is turned away. Better floor defense coming from the Athletics. Nice push by Versosa from the back row. Cheng to Maizo Puntillas. Got it.
Maizo Puntillas. She's been set up a couple of times early on by Janelle Cheng, but she hasn't converted much. But this time towards the end game, of course, veteran width and having only one blocker. Being successful in that last hit.
Reblesa sending it to the back row. That's picked up by Van Sickle. Tiamzon blocked, but it goes outside.
Everything looking so easy on the side of Petro Gazz. Talagang basic plays lang itong si Janelle Cheng. Just going to the wingers. And if she sets up itong mga middle sa harap lang, not even on running attacks.
There's a nice shot by Espinosa, finding that long ball in the back row.
After a series of, struggle on her hits, Espinosa finally getting her groove, targeting that area where there's no libero.
Barbon setting it up. That's into the antenna for Tiamzon, who has 6 points already, a top scorer right now for the Angels.
They still have a comfortable cushion here. A 7-point lead. They could afford some of those errors right now.
Our biggest lead was 9 points for the Angels. There's Palma knocking it in.
Again, just the basic plays, but working so efficiently for the Angels as we see a double substitution in Ivy Perez, Michelle Morente, and for Cheng and Maizo Puntillas.
This spike of the set is brought to you by Duncan Pasalubong ng Bayan. That is Palma's second point of the game. Meantime, Ivy Perez.
We can also see itong si Mitch Morente right now, at least for this game, playing spiker, but expect na in some games he'll also play libero.
Espinosa, Perez picking it up. So it's Tempiatura setting to Morente, and Morente's first touch is a point.
Michelle Morente, instant offense for the Petro Gazz Angels. We know how reliable she is. She's one of the all-around players talaga in the PVL. Early with the PLDT, also top scorers, especially during her early conferences with the high-speed hitters.
She also played for Perlas, also played for F2, talking about Morente. And meantime, Perez. Raslan in the game for the first time. Suzanne Raslan.
Well, the errors continue to plague SGA.
And double-digit deficit against the Athletics. Timeout here for Coach Getigan. We'll listen in.
Pag maganda yung receive, bigyan mo sa quicker. Pero pag pangit, bigyan mo yung open sa opposite na. Tapos back to attack. Huwag natin pahirapan. Ingat tayo sa net, ha? Yung mga easy mga error natin. Ay iangat natin yung score natin. Iangat natin.
Isa lang po. Hey, SGA. Strong!
Catch intense UAAP volleyball games and action-packed sports shows with Signal's Sports Action Pack. Panoorin ang mga paborito niyong sports league bundled up into one postpaid plan or prepaid load for 300 pesos for 30 days. Subscribe na. Call #88555 or visit your nearest Signal dealer. There's Nicole Baldizanzo, formerly from UP number 19. Also played under Coach Gitigan at King's Montessori School. So, you're not going to win that many jousts against Remy Palma. I feel for Kaole there.
And they actually almost recovered that ball, but you know, their attempt not good enough to keep the ball in play.
Now the lead is 11. Biggest for the Angels. Espinosa from the back row. Tempiatura popping it up. Here comes Tiamzon once again. She has the hot hand. Why not? That is point number 7 for Tiamzon.
So nice to see Nicole Tiamzon, you know, still like in her peak form from UP, where she always scored 20 points and above.
She's always in shape. She really keeps it a point.
Like she never was out of the limelight in terms
Right.
of, you know, conditioning also, and the peak. Parang very consistent on that aspect. But when you talk about consistency, one of the things being consistent on the side of the Angels are their service errors. Sa atake, walang masyadong error eh. But the service line, I guess part of the game plan is really load up the serves against SGA.
3 service faults already for the Angels. Perez sets it up. There, Joy Dacaron just checking into the game, and her first touch is converted into a point.
Joy Dacaron previously played for F2, but right now, very good addition to the Angels and working well for Coach Koji. So far, lahat ng substitutions nila may instant point. Goes to show about the depth of their bench.
This is a 12-set point advantage for the Angels. There's a net touch going to be called against Athletics as Espina in the game for the first time as well.
The trend continues for the bench players of Petro Gazz converting into points. Espina with that last point.
We'll take a quick break. It is a 25-12 Angels win against the Athletics in the opening set. '24 Premier Volleyball League season, and the Angels dispatching the Athletics in the opening set. Was dominant performance by the veterans against the rookie team.
Lexi asked us during the pre-game kung sino ba ang team na magpapakitang gilas talaga when it comes to the attacking department, and clearly it was the Angels, at least in this first set. We saw some glimpse on the side of you know, the SGA, but clearly not enough as well to keep up with the firepower displayed here by the Petro Gazz Angels. I mean, everyone that Janelle Cheng goes to just really converts as we see the set stats. Look at the disparity on the attacking department, 14-5. Even the blocks and aces went in the way of the Petro Gazz Angels, and they gave away 6 errors, just equalizing the errors that they got from the strong group Athletics. But definitely the scoring departments did it big for the Petro Gazz Angels.
Offense as well, a struggle. As you can see, only 5 attacks for the Athletics. No player with more than 2 points. And after Espinosa, who has 2 points, nobody else has more than 1. So they're going to have to find more offense in this second set if they are to show up against the Angels.
I mean, you know, these players on the side of SGA have only been together for a week, if I'm not mistaken. You know, just last week on the PVL page, they were still posting posters for their call for tryouts. Muntik na akong pumunta eh. But, you know,
you're definitely a shoot. I don't think you're going to need to try out, Mel.
Well, we have to give it to them.
Give you a spot right away.
As a coach.
Playing coach.
But, you know, yung gelling, yung skills, of course, some of the players also came from hiatus from volleyball, but a good opportunity given to them by SGA to have, you know, a stage for them to train again, to get back into the game.
Second set underway as Morente is turned away. Morente recovering her own miss. A nice pop-up there coming from Kane. Diving there is Janelle Cheng. Well, good floor defense by both teams. Versosa. Too much power there. There is a block touch, though. So the first point going to the Athletics in set number 2.
Well, ito si Versosa, no? You have to give it to her kasi every time nalilipad siya for the approach, you know talaga na walang takot.
Yep.
And, you know, going up against big names here in the PVL, for a first-time PVL player like her, that's a very good attitude displayed by her. But, you know, both teams having different starters in Morente and, of course, some of the players of SGA. Halos na shuffle lahat eh.
Yep.
So, ayun pa, ando pa yung sinasabi natin kapaan talaga. But that first long rally says a lot na SGA is really here to learn as well from the veterans of Petro Gazz.
Well, 3 new players in this starting lineup for Coach Gatigan. Furukawa, number 10, is one of them. Well, we mentioned Ayumi Furukawa out of Ateneo. Another Atenean player also in the starting lineup right now in set number 2. That is, as you look at this battle, Versosa winning. Morente actually getting the block point.
Again, makikita na natin yung every rally mas kinakapitan na nila. But that set was too tight for Versosa. So those are the things that really have to polish as they go. Kasi yung mga setting din eh. Hindi naman sila magkakasama sa mga previous teams nila. So andyan din yung pag-aaral pa niyan.
There's a block by Morente against Furukawa, and Versosa sending it outside. No block touch this time, says first referee Mark Santos.
Versosa early on, very successful on her attempt to target the end line, but this time she was way underneath the ball, sailing that last spike out.
Van Sickle with a serve. That is dug by Kane. Another one of those Ateneans in this lineup for the Athletics. Chance ball for the Angels. Buitre. And great coverage coming from Kaole. And that is just outside once again. Versosa with back-to-back attack faults. Let's send it back courtside to Lexi Rodriguez.
Well, volleyball is for sure a familiar territory when it comes to the Licaucos. And today we see Jean Licauco making her debut in the pro leagues. Now, she told me that it was all very last minute for her, but she knows and believes that it is all a good one and is very worth it. Now, she's still trained with Ateneo Season 86 Coach Sergio Veloso for a year, but she said that shifting from Coach Sergio's coaching style to Coach Onyok is all under her control. Well, Eric and Mel, we know that this is a very, very young team, but we can't wait to see how bright they will shine, and the PVL fans can witness this through the Pilipinas Live app or via the PilipinasLive.com. Experience PVL games live and in HD anytime and anywhere in the world.
All right, thank you, Lexi. That's correct. Jean Licauco, sister of actor and model David Licauco. In the meantime, serving is Nohely Sordena out of the University of Perpetual Help. Oh, a nice hit. Marian Buitre will score. Buitre, that's her 3rd point of the game.
Earlier, she got set up by Janelle Cheng, but they weren't able to connect. But this time, finding a way to get a point right before she serves.
5-3 advantage for the Angels. Kane will get it back from Kaole. Easy pickup for Van Sickle and put away by Dacoron.
In the first set, the open hitters have been targeting the cross-court area. And this time, the Quickers naman, the other side in zone 1, that's where they've been directing their spikes, and they've been very effective on that.
And right now, the Angels Mela are getting whatever they want. Valdizanzo, that could have been double contact. But no call. There's Furukawa. Her net touch going to be called against Dacoron.
The Angels, as much as you know, they have the lead right now, nagbibigay din sila ng confidence dito sa mga youngsters natin from SGA. But better showing actually from SGA players.
Oh, good dig coming from Versosa.
We're having more rallies here in the second set.
Morente a little too close to the net, and a net touch there from Mitch Morente, and it's a 1-point game.
The errors continue to pile up on the side of the Angels. The last thing that you know, Coach Koji want to see is them relaxing, because it was a big you know, difference in terms of score in the first set. So you know, they shouldn't relax kasi itong strong group, they could play lighter as they go because they have nothing to lose. Diba? Bago sila, they're learning no expectations. So minsan, di ba, may mga stronger teams na nadadala yung laro kapag ganon, when they really relax in the game.
No relaxing for Tiamzon. 8 points already.
I'm curious to see kung makakota ba si Nicole Tiamzon na 10 points. Makikita na ba natin si Myla Pablo? But you know, they really have a lack of players. Very stacked up lineup for Coach Koji.
Oh, that's true. There's Ayumi Furukawa, former National University bullpup and then transferred to Ateneo. Service just outside. Also played beach volleyball for the Blue Eagles. 2-point cushion here for the Angels versus the Athletics in the second. This is opening day of the All-Filipino Conference of the Premier Volleyball League. First game of opening day. It's the Angels against the Athletics. And right now, it's been all Angels so far. Big win in the opening set, 25-12, a 13-point win. But it's a much closer second set, due in part to the errors of the red shirts. Back row attack from Versosa. Cheng to the middle. Dacoron has been effective off the bench. Kane. That's popped up by Tiamzon. Morente gets it back and sends it outside.
Again, the errors giving opportunities to the Athletics. And a couple of them came from Morente. But we know she could make up for those in defense. One of the most offensive players in the league.
Valdizanzo, that serve is outside as well. It was a 1-point game. That's the closest the Athletics have been, although they did they led by 1 at the start of the second set, 1-0. Joy Dacoron made it to the top 40 of Binibining Pilipinas last year. Kane with a hit. Back row, Nicole Tiamzon. Underhand set. Kane. And she got it.
Kane powering through the double block of Petro Gazz. And that's the kind of attitude na gusto mong makita dito sa mga youngsters na to, no? Because as you can see, very established yung blocking pattern, harang na harang. So the best you can do is to really power through, and that works well for Kane.
Cheng out to Van Sickle, who hasn't been as aggressive as she was in the Champions League. That's Furukawa. Van Sickle once again, a little too close to the net, and she touched it.
We don't know what's going on the side of Petro Gazz. It seems like their body language are not as, confident when it comes to their movements. It always or very often leads to errors, attacks or serves.
They're tied at 9, but there's Marian Buitre to the rescue. Her 4th point gives the lead right back to the Angels.
Well, right now, what we've been seeing so far, exchange of points, no? But majority coming from errors of Petro Gazz. But you want to see itong SGA to produce more points on their side. Because again, it's another freebie. This time from Janelle Cheng.
This is going to be deadlock number 3.
Serving for SGA, Chelsea Kaole.
Barbon with a nice pass. Van Sickle. And that one-handed dig will be no good for Jana Kane.
Alam mo, ganda rin ang nagiging strategy dito ng SGA. No? Yung blockings nila, instead of really penetrating their hands on the other side, they know na mataas yung reach nito ni Van Sickle. So, sinasalo na lang nila to at least have an opportunity to counter. But so far, yung defense nila on the floor, unable to keep the rally going.
Series of bad passes there. But Athletics fortunate to get it across the net. Here's another scramble for the Blue Shirts. Another chance ball for the Angels. Cheng. They go to Marian Buitre, who will push it in very gently for her 5th point of the game.
Marian Buitre, very effective and connecting well with Janelle Cheng. And you see a lot of variation from her as well. Nakita mo, full approach. Ganda ng broad jump niya doon. But last second, switching up to a drop ball. Well placed there for Marian Buitre.
This is a 2-point run for the Angels. But again, they keep it a close game with an error. That's the 4th error. A service fault here in set number 2 alone.
Well, clearly, we can see nagsastruggle nga yung defense and reception itong strong group, no? But I think, the Angels are overdoing it on the side of for their services.
They're really loading it up, you're saying? But they get some freebies as well. Sardegna with a service fault. And here's Marian Buitre. And she gets a service ace. Marian Buitre has, let me see, this is now 6 points, 4 coming in the second set.
So for an all-around game for Buitre, I believe she already got a block, a couple of attacks, and this time service ace. I'm quite not sure what she did there. Parang dinrop ball yung serve. I mean, that hit the tip of her fingers only.
So it's a 2-point game after the service fault. That's service fault number 5 for the Angels here in set number 2 alone. Tiamzon. Oh, and a nice dig from Romero. Kane sends it outside, but there's a block touch. Nope, apparently not, says Mark Santos, our first referee.
Romero getting that dig. She previously played in that championship match with Janelle Cheng and Janine Navarro for CSB. But we haven't seen her see action in quite some time. And speaking of not seeing action, we see Myla Pablo finally on the floor right now. Pero parang hindi si Tiamzon yung pinalitan. Kanina kala natin sila yung magpapalitan. This time playing opposite. Or I'm not sure if Tiamzon will stay on the opposite side.
Furukawa, 3-lady block. Valdizanzo. There's Pablo with a touch. Back row, Van Sickle. That is popped up by Licauco. Versosa hitting it from way back there. Dacoron will score again.
Easy point for Dacoron. And just really knowing where to place the ball and how to get her points as the Petro Gazz Angels right now goes to the second technical timeout.
Analog TV Channel 9, DTT Channel 19 at sa higit 300 cable and satellite providers nationwide at sa Signal Play.
Still serving for Petro Gazz, Ivy Perez.
This is the biggest lead for the Angels at 4 points, 16-12 here in the second set. After winning by 13 in the opening set. Scramble there for the Angels, and the Athletics will get a side out.
SGA players looking more excited here in the second set. I mean, they're still down, but you know that they really improved from that first set performance.
Good serve by Furukawa. Myla Pablo gets her first attack. Good defense coming from Kaole. Versosa back row again. She's got a really good flick of that wrist. Kaole will make that Versosa with the dig. Kane cross court. Did not cross the net.
Kane opted for that parang cut shot type of spike, but she was a bit far from the net to execute that. So now she's going to be replaced by Raslan. Coach Onyok trying to find a way to have that go-to player to score. Kasi may mga rallies na tayong nakikita eh. So yung pamatay sunog na lang yung hinihintay nitong ni Coach Onyok.
Speaking of Suzanne Raslan, there she is attacking. Perez will set it up. They go back row, Tiamzon. And Tiamzon, that's just her second point here in the second set. 9 already for Chami Tiamzon. This spike of the set is brought to you by Duncan Pasalubong ng Bayan. A little quiet here in the second set. Tiamzon, she scored 7 in the opening set. Only 2 points so far. Perez underhand pass, a little too close to the net. Pablo keeping it alive. Van Sickle will knock it in.
Well, you know, pag dalawa na yung blockers niya, kayang-kaya niyang paluin. What more if delayed yung blockers? That was a great opportunity for Brooke Van Sickle to have that emphatic kill.
And this is now the biggest lead at 6 points for the Angels. Timeout for Coach Onyok Gitigan. We'll listen in.
Pag may blocker na gano'n, kayo matakot pumalo. Pagkakataon nyo na yun eh. Diba? O, kahit pa paano may pasa tayo. Yung atake lang natin. Ipursige natin. Ha? Sige lang. Sige gano'n lang. Gano'n lang.
Catch intense UAAP volleyball games and action-packed sports shows with Signal Sports Action Pack. Panoorin ang mga paborito niyong sports league bundled up into one postpaid plan or prepaid load for 300 pesos for 30 days. Subscribe na. Call hashtag 88555 or visit your nearest Signal dealer. Jelly Tempiatura and the rest of the Angels sitting on a 6-point lead here, 19-13. Versosa, not a good pass. Raslan back to the team captain. Myla Pablo down the line. Good coverage. But there's a antenna hit from that Pablo attack. Let's take another look here. Ooh. ever so slightly wiggled the antenna. So that's a violation, of course. Good call by our second referee, Joy Imus. Baldizanso with the serve. It's a 5-point game. Van Sickle. Raslan popping it up. Kaole to Furukawa. That could have been out. Perez picking it up. Pablo once again. The push. Kaole to Raslan off a double block. Good rejection at the net by the Angels. Back row. Versosa will not get it across.
Itong SGA, like I mentioned earlier, they've been getting a lot of block touches na, no? Kaya medyo nakaka-counter na sila. But they can't seem to find someone to convert successfully, consistently.
Meantime, Espina, former De La Salle Green Spiker, or Lady Spiker, back in the game. And seeing action for the first time. Former UP Lady Fighting Maroon, Ethan Arce.
You see the young guns for Petro Gazz seeing action right now.
And by the way, the entire lineup of Coach Koji Tuzurabara has seen at least a minute of action already. He has really shuffled everybody up. Pass too strong. Espina keeping it alive. Pablo, there's Tiamzon desperately trying to get it across, but unsuccessful.
Almost getting that ball over, but good attempt for Nicole Tiamzon.
What does it say to you when the coach has given playing time to the entire roster?
Well, at this point, kasi they need experience din eh. Kasi like, for example, Myla hasn't been with the team for more than a year, and they have new players. So even si coach, he's new to the team, so he has to see them play more in situations, like in-game situations, because it's very different in training, diba? Para that's where you develop muscle memory. But this is how you see your players think during in-game situations. So I think it's also a way for coach to really learn how his players play.
That hit by Espina was way outside. Nice serve coming from Raslan. Pablo, cross court, got it.
Finally getting a point there, Myla Pablo. Kanina tumama sa antenna. This time she went cross court, and just look at that clean hit. There's something about her approach that's different, na parang hindi niya natatimingan ng maayos. But when she gets it right, it's, you know, as explosive as a Typhoon Pablo hit.
Chance ball for the Angels. Perez will set it up. They go to Arce. That's a missed hit as well. So back-to-back attack faults. One from Espina, one from Arce.
Parang, you know, the younger players, I'm not sure if they're super hyped for this game. But, of course, may mga jitters pa. Because PVL, very different yung competition from UAAP.
Pablo from the back row. That is dug by Raslan. And Furukawa is turned away.
But this time, making up from that double block. Great collaboration between Arce and Espina. And of course, Espina coming from TLSU, we know the kind of branding they have there when it comes to blockings.
Recruited by Coach RDJ himself back in 2017. Bad pass there. Versosa with an off-speed. Perez picking it up. Arce keeping it alive, but it went outside the antenna. Perez almost, you know, dangerously jumping into the pole. Good thing she's okay.
So for yung moves, it's not as polished, no?
Which one? Angels?
Yeah. Talking about the young guns. Kasi parang, yeah, they get the touch, pero parang saan na pupunta yung direction ng mga touches na yon. So it's good to see that they're fielded in kasi for sure they learn within the game, as we saw Espina saving that ball.
Nice tip up top by Baldizanso. Espina from the back row. Popped up by Raslan. Kaole. And go to the wing. Furukawa tips it over. Perez, we know she has that attack. And she got it. Ivy Perez with her first point of the conference.
You know, this is just me, but looking at the Angels right now, parang ang dami nilang gustong gawin. At pinagkakasya nila lahat sa second set na magawa nila yon. But that was a very good move by Ivy Perez. We know every time, every team she plays for, talagang aatake at aatake yan when she gets a chance.
Pablo with the receive. Here comes Espina, and again sends it outside. Espina, she has been up and down since the Champions League.
But she's a very explosive spike approach, no? It's really a matter of yung contact niya sa bola. That time, nakailalim siya. And yung placement din ng kamay niya, lahat nasa ilalim.
Versosa serving 19 to 23. That's an ace. And for Versosa, that is her first one. In fact, that's the first ace of the entire team.
Let's look at SGA now reaching 20 points in this second set. Definitely a better one for them compared to the first.
And they only had 12 points in the opening set. Perez on a 1-2 play. Versosa picking it up. There's Furukawa once again. That could have been outside, picked up by Pablo. There's a tip by Perez. The back set back to Ayubi. Pablo with another dig. Here comes Tiamzon. Bounces it off the block and scores.
Reslan reading where that ball was gonna go, but you know, not in the right position for that defense. Take a look at that again. Nicole Tiamzon. High hands, great power.
And surprise, surprise, a timeout here by Coach Koji Tuzorabara. We'll listen to the Angels. They have a 4-set point advantage.
Everyone back to the basic. Move, stop, move, stop. Everyone, you didn't stop. Okay. Next one, more angry. More. Angle mark, same. Angle. 3 and 3. Example, this 5. 3 and 3. Yeah. Yeah.
Commit now, guys, huwag kayong mag-antay na bibigyan kayo ng point. Kayo yung mag-create ng
3 front. Next one, 3 front.
Yes, coach.
Lead and position for the angle mark.
Yes, coach.
Okay.
Let's go, Petro Gazz Angels! Let's go!
You heard Coach Koji Tuzorabara, and a little input from new team captain Remy Palma as well.
Well, dyan mo naman maasahan si Remy, no? I mean, she's not on the floor right now here in the second set, but still very, you know, valuable in those kinds of moments, giving instructions. I don't know, of course, may language barrier din dyan, having an international coach. But I think I caught Coach Koji saying, serious this time.
And it was said back to basics as well. The first line he said in the timeout. Raslan with a hit. Good rally here. Myla Pablo against 2 blockers. It goes outside, and that is it for set number 2. Much closer set if you're talking about the Athletics or from their point of view, but it's still a loss. 5-point win for the Angels. Myla Pablo off the bench, 2 points. That's her second, and that is a 2-0 advantage. Angels against the Athletics in this first game of the All-Filipino. (25-12, 25-20). And look at highlights of set number 2. Well, a lot more rallies, better defense coming from the Athletics, keeping the ball alive a lot more than in the opening set.
And like we saw in that second set, no, mas marami na ng rallies, and I think itong SGA, they were able to adjust in terms of blocking kasi mas marami na nga rin sila natatouch on the floor. Again, the problem remains for them yung conversion into points, no? Kasi yung depensa, na-improve na nila here in the second set. They also managed to, you know, be more consistent in their serves, even getting an ace here in the second set. But one thing that they have to keep up with is the firepower in terms of attacks. So we saw Myla Pablo finishing that second set for the Petro Gazz Angels, and here you can see The set 2 stats, still a big disparity on that department. But again, yung rallies na nagawa nitong SGA, it forced Petro Gazz to commit these errors also. So makita natin mas maraming pinakawalang errors ang Petro Gazz 14 compared to 6 lang nung first set. And the strong group also committing 2 more errors than the 6 they had in the first. But clearly, you know, 14 free points to your opponent, that's just a lot even for a team like Petro Gazz. And good thing nabawi nila yan sa mga scoring departments.
Speaking of scoring, only player in double digits. ...2024 PVL season. Now we're seeing for the first time ever these Athletics, and they've got a slightly tweaked starting lineup again here in the third set. Grenlen Malapit is in the starting lineup. She's one of the tallest players for the team at 5'11". I believe you played with her.
Yeah, in USC before, but then she transferred to Lyceum. But, this is the first time we're going to see her in action here in the PVL. Well, if I remember correctly, she really spikes so hard. Dim Pacres levels. So let's see if she's at the same condition still.
Here's Van Sickle kicking off our third set. 2-0 start here for the Angels.
Brooke Van Sickle hitting higher. Dahil kanina ilang beses rin siyang na-check during the second set, but this time getting that clean hit. You also see Ivy Perez continuing to start here for the Angels in the third set.
Morente, Kaole picking it up, and Malapit unable to take advantage of that strong first ball as we check in with Lexi Rodriguez.
Thanks, Eric. Well, Mela, sabi mo kanina in that second set, the Angels were trying to fit so many different plays, which may have cost them so many different errors as well. Well, Coach Koji reminded the team to not overthink things and, you know, go back to the basics. And speaking of not overthinking things, Brooke Van Sickle does not think twice when it comes to scoring those 5 points for the team. Make that 6. And Brooke said that even if home in Hawaii is 1,000 miles away, she found her second home here in a span of just 2.5 months. And home is truly where the heart artist, and you can catch the games of the Heart of Volleyball live in HD and commercial-free on the Filipinas Live app anytime and anywhere in the world. Now back to you, Mel.
All right, thanks, Lexi. Furukawa sends it wide, and a really good start here for the Angels. Not that they need any help. 4-0 for the Red Shirts. There's Brooke Van Sickle, who heard about the Philippines from former Angel Lindsay Vander Weide and Kalei Mao. One-handed set for Kaole, and the dig by Tempiatura. Good save here by the Angels. Rally continues, Kaole. And wow, what a hit there from Dali Versosa, and her 5th point.
Dali Versosa really not minding how short she is compared to her blockers. Pero kanina sabi ni Coach Ojok, huwag kayong matakot sa blockers, and that's exactly how she looked like, fearless, going up against the double block of the Angels.
Van Sickle is turned away. Good defense at the net by the Athletics. Morente sends it wide, so back-to-back points. A mini 2-point run for the Athletics here in set number 3.
The Versosa even getting almost a kill block there against Morente. Makikita mo yung buwelo niya din when she goes for her blocks. May extra, parang extra buwelo. Of course, she's shorter.
Good time, Marian Buitre will score. Buitre, that's going to be her 7th point of the game.
5-2 for the Angels.
Former UP stars in Nicole Tiamzon and Marian Buitre carrying the load for the Petro Gazz Angels.
Kaole to Furukawa, blocked. Sardegna saving it. Versosa touches the net.
A bit tight towards the net. So yun lang yung mahirap kapag mas malalaki yung blockers mo, mas maliit ka, tapos dikit yung set. So tendency mo talaga is to lose balance, and that's exactly what happened to Dali Versosa there.
And a rotational fault here for the Athletics. Second referee, Joy De Imus, telling them how they should be. As Van Sickle will serve once again. 7-2 advantage for the Angels.
Again, the downside of having a short prep. Kahit yung mga pwesto sa mga rotations, nagkakalituan pa rin.
Sardegna, blocked. As Furukawa from the other side. Van Sickle picking it up. Tiamzon with 10. And now she's got 11.
First technical timeout scoring, 8 for Petro Gazz, 2 for
Good start here for the Angels. As you look at this shot by Nicole Tiamzon, top scorer for the Angels. Send us to our first technical timeout in set number 3, up by 6, 8-2 against the Athletics. Live at the Phil Sports Arena in Pasig City. Buy your tickets now. Nicole Tiamzon
Still serving for the Angels
versus Dali Versosa. Angels and the Athletics' first game of the All-Filipino Conference. Brooke Van Sickle. Short serve is good.
Brooke Van Sickle, you know, piling up her scores here in the third set. It was a bit slow for her in terms of production in the second set. It was, you know, okay in the first set, and then it was Nicole Tiamzon's show right after her streak of points. But right now, being such a good compliment to the top scorer in Nicole Tiamzon.
7 points for Van Sickle. Last one was her first ace. Espinosa is in the game once again for the Athletics. Tiamzon with a left hand. And that's an easy over coming from Licauco. A push by Buitre is good. Nice move. Marian Buitre, very graceful looking tip.
Again, Marian Buitre, for sure proud sa kanya itong si Kapitana Remy Palma. You know, seeing her really step up because si MJ, sabi nga natin, MJ Phillips will suit up for the Angels this conference. But while she's not here yet, at least Marian Buitre is really filling up that role well.
Tempiatura jump set to Morente. How often do you see that? And that's an illegal back row attack for Morente after that jump set by Tempiatura.
Nag-experiment na. Medyo malaki yung lamang. So siguro tendency talaga nila is makapag-experiment sa game.
Biggest lead was 8 points. Right now it's at 7 for the Angels. Chance ball here for the Athletics. Down the line, it's good for Kane.
Probably the cleanest hit from the Athletics this afternoon. No touch on the blockers and finding that opening behind Ivy Perez. Yun din talaga yung mas mahirap depensa, yung halos nasa end line na.
Tiamzon again continues to. No, not just yet. I got ahead of myself. Yes, that's 4 touches now against the Athletics. So Tiamzon now with 12 points.
Well, the efforts are there. Just really yung conversion has been a consistent problem for Coach Onyok and the SGA. Pero yung consistency nila doon, pinapalitan naman ni Nicole Tiamzon ng consistency in terms of point production. And there's no signs of stopping for Chami here in the 3rd set.
7 points for the Angels. And that's a little point shaved off. Kane will score 2 of the 3 points of Kane coming here in set number 3.
Dacoron not in the right place. And you saw signs of frustrations after getting that touch.
Espinosa serving 5-11. Here in set number 3, Dacoron is blocked by Sardegna. Morente popped up by Espinosa. Kane nowhere to go. Good save by Espinosa. Battle at the net. Easy put away. Tiamzon really got it going today. 13 points already.
Espinosa coming off the bench. I mean, she started in the 1st set, tapos wala siya ng 2nd set. Seems like she had the better perspective of what's going on in the court kasi ang ganda nung na-depensa niya kay Morente at yung coverage niya dito. But that last hit, hindi na kinaya. Well placed by the Angels.
Nice shot there. Mitch Morente.
Mitch Morente making up for her errors in the 2nd set to the delight of Bangs Panaga. Very supportive partner. Momo has had a couple of errors in the service line ng 2nd set. Ngayon naman binabawi sa atake at sa serves.
It is back to the biggest lead at 8 points for the Angels. Underhand pass coming from Kane. Angels will take advantage. Tiamzon. Good block at the net. Kaole sets it to Kane. A little too far for her. Mitch Morente picking it up. And here comes Tiamzon once again. Espinosa with the pass. Kaole to Sardegna. Turned away by Tiamzon. Back row Versosa. And that is outside.
Well, makikita mo dun sa position ni Versosa, no? Nakailalim siya dun sa bola. So, hindi niya nakikita what's on the other side of the court. And maganda sana yung intention niya na medyo cut shot type of pipe. Pero it sailed out.
9 points, the biggest lead for the Angels now. Not a good pass there from Licauco. Espinosa from the back row. Popped up by Van Sickle. Running attack. Joey Dacoron knocks it in. It's a 10-point lead right now for the Angels.
I believe that was the first running hit in this game. Courtesy of Joy Dacoron. Just look at that. Great connection with Ivy Perez.
And that spike of the set is brought to you by Duncan. Pasalubong ng Bayan. It's a 4-0 run by the Angels.
Alam mo, very underrated din yung liberos nitong ni Coach Koji. Talking about Barbon and Tempiatura. Itong si Tempiatura has had 9 digs already. here in this game. Meanwhile, Barbon, 6 receptions, 2 digs, and that is why they're able to dominate the attacking department compared to SGA.
11-point lead for the Angels against Onyok Getigan and Heather Guinaud and the rest of the Capital One Solar Energy Spikers, one of the 2 new teams coming up. They will take on the crossovers. Catch intense UAAP volleyball games and action-packed sports shows with Signal Sports Action Pack. Panoorin ang mga paborito nyong sports league bundled up into one postpaid plan or prepaid load for 300 pesos for 30 days. Subscribe now. Call hashtag 88555 or visit your nearest Signal dealer. Meantime, Kane will score her 4th point of the game. She's slowly catching up to Versosa, who has 5. Makes it a 10-point game.
Kane emerging to be a bright spot for SGA. Hindi na pa siya nagpupunta dun sa down the line area, and it's been effective for her.
Good serve all the way to the back from Cerdena. Wait a minute, is that a double contact? Yes, it is. What are the things the Athletics, Mela, and 2.5 sets you've seen them so far, things they need to work on moving forward?
Well, as much as possible, everything. Well, of course, basing it on who they're facing now. Syempre, I guess in terms of the skill set and experience, sobrang layo pa. So they really have to double or triple everything, every effort that they're doing right now. Kasi minsan nakikita natin may highlights na eh. Pero yung conversion, paulit-ulit ko nga sinasabi, wala pa doon. So they really have to work on that and not rely solely on errors like this one coming off from Petro Gazz.
Dacoron hitting it outside. Good defense there coming from the Athletics. A few bright spots for the blue shirts. Right now they are down by 8. Mini run here for the Athletics. Kaole. There's a block against Grenlen Malapit. Good one-handed save coming from Van Sickle, and the rally continues. Kaole, back set, Espinosa, back row. And again, Van Sickle with a dig. Jamzon with a push. And Malapit send it on a weird angle, and Jamzon 15 points already.
That was an awkward touch from Gwen Malapit. Pababa na kasi siya from that block when she got a touch from that drop shot from Nicole Tiamzon. Sayang ko si Espinosa was actually heading to the position where the ball is going to drop. But again, Nicole Tiamzon is really playing such a good game today. She previously had an award in PVL already, but during the Champions League, it was Jonas Abete who actually bagged an award. Pero right now, you can just see na yung quality ng mga outside spikers ng Petro Gazz is really high.
Dacoron outside again, so back-to-back attack faults for Joy Dacoron.
Joy Dacoron trying to get block touch from that last hit. Pero lack of wrist action is gonna give that point to SGA.
Matet Espina is back in the game for the Angels. Espina will get a touch right there. Blocked. Good defense at the net by the Athletics. Kaole. Atu Versosa with a push. Coverage by Espina. There is a push from the back row by Morente. Versosa once again. A really powerful hitter. Dacoron. Espinosa with a dig. Ooh, that's gonna fall short. Double contact. Gonna be called against Baldizanzo.
Ganda ng intention para i-drop niya lang right behind the blockers. Pero yung contact niya rin sa bola was a bit awkward. But you could see mas fluid na yung galawan nitong SGA, at least in that rally, as we see Aiza Pontillas just, you know, having a rest day today so far.
And that is wide for Versosa. And it's back to a 10-point lead for the Angels. Timeout for Coach Onya Getigan. We will listen in.
Outside ba? Diba? Maliit yung chance pag gano'n ang atake natin. Kaya magkalangan kasi.
Okay, go lang,
bola eh. Ano ba gagawin mo dapat? Gagano mo lang, oh.
Go ha!
Tuloy lang, gano'n lang.
Tara, isa-isa lang muna tayo. Kaya-kaya!
Well, aside from being a highly decorated high school coach, Coach Onyok, also a 3-time Palarong Pambansa champion. There's Jean Licauco of Ateneo. And right now, a 10-point lead for the Angels. They are up 2-0 as well, so they can sweep the Athletics, their very first game of the conference. And Versosa gets a block touch out of that attack.
Versosa with a never give up attitude. Kanina nag-commit siya ng error, but you can see that it's not affecting her. She's gonna keep having those attempts until she gets those points.
6 points now for Versosa. Arce asking for it, and that's why Ethan Arce with her first point of the game.
Ethan Arce, just, you know, having good energy today. Kanina medyo nagkaroon din siya ng mga errors in the second set, pero ang ganda ng body language. Alam mong very coachable at susubok ulit, and ayan nga, she's gonna get that point of running hit.
Meantime, Ivy Perez with 2 points. He's got 1 ace and 1 attack. 10-point lead. Biggest was 11 for the Angels here in set number 3. Good looking serve and another ace. The second one for Ivy Perez.
Very loaded serve. At ang ganda din ng direction ng serve niya. Kasi itong si Kane medyo malayo from the sideline. So itong si Ivy pinagalaw talaga. Itong si Kane getting that ace off from her.
Back to the biggest lead of the Angels at 11, but very quickly Perez gives up a point, make it a 10-point game.
Very eager to get those aces under her belt.
As Coach Koji Tuzurapara on your screens, also coached for Kin Bakbaknin. I don't know if you guys remember that. Played in the Invitational Conference and also coached in several countries, including Taiwan and New Zealand. Oh, overpassed by Versosa. Nice block by Sabenya up top. Pablo down the line, got it.
Myla Pablo back in her more comfortable position in the open side. Kanina kasi pinasa siya as an opposite hitter.
3 points for Myla Pablo, all coming from attacks. Here's the jump serve from Espina. Nice, powerful attack from the service area. Tempiatura again will set. Here's Pablo. Got it. Back-to-back points for Myla Pablo.
Well, not the strongest Myla Pablo hit, but definitely well placed. Just enough spin to target that area where there was no defender. Side spin pa yung ginamit.
And it is now the biggest lead for the Angels. They're up by 12, 23-11. Another nice serve, and that's an ace. And it is 13 match points right now for the Angels.
Kanina, we also built up yung branding ng Zockings na na-inherit ni Matete Espina from LaSalle, but we know how a strong serving team LaSalle also is through the years, and yun yung nakikita natin from Matete Espina, pero mababate this time. SGA saving 1 match point off of that Espina service error.
8 aces in total for the Angels. Only 1 for the Athletics. 1 match point thrown away. But there are 12 more for the Angels. They can put it away right here. Myla Pablo, a nice dig coming from Romero. Kane with a push. Another chance for the Angels. They go back to Myla Pablo. And that is it.
Just the way they ended the second set. This time, Myla Pablo from the opposite side, ending the third for the Petro Gazz Angels, 25-12.
Myla Pablo off the bench, 5 points. Not the usual numbers we know Myla Pablo can produce, but good enough for this 3-set sweep by the Angels against the newcomers.
Ladies and gentlemen, the player.
System that you're trying to adapt to. What is different from this year's Petro Gazz Angels from last year?
Siguro yung training, the quality training that we have right now, very important change din yun sa amin ngayon. And we are trying to adapt dun sa change na yun in a short period of time. But yeah, we're doing it slowly then.
Now, obviously, this 3-set win is very much important to start off the conference and the momentum for you guys. But of course, considering the competitive landscape in the PVL right now in the conference, how are you planning to maintain this kind of momentum all throughout?
Especially right now, maganda yung schedule compare nung last year din na hindi kami sunod-sunod na games. Siguro, focus kami sa conditioning namin na syempre sa recovery din to prepare for all the games.
Now, more than the team, gusto kong itanong on a personal note, ano yung mga dapat pa naming abangan from Nicole Tiamzon?
Stay focused lang and kapag kailangan, syempre mag-deliver tayo.
Is there anyone you'd like to greet, your family or your friends?
Yeah, I would like to greet yung birthday daw ng mami ni Ate Myla. So happy birthday, tita. Sa mom ko, Mami Mean, sa Zapanta family, Mendoza family, and syempre sa Petro Gazz Angels, yung Villavicencio family. Thank you so much for the support po.
Thank you so much, Nicole, and congratulations to the rest of the Petro Gazz Angels. Now, I'm going to turn this back to you, Eric and Mela, to wrap up this game.
All right, thank you, Lexi. Congratulations, Nicole Tiamzon. What a performance. The only player in double digits, 15 points. And she started off hot, 7 of the 15 in the first set.
Well, for sure, napakalaking shoes din yung kanyang finifill. Of course, we're now seeing the post-Soltones era for the Petro Gazz Angels. Pero makikita mo na nag-deliver talaga yung mga pumalit sa kanya. And despite not having Jonas Sabete, who bagged an award in PNBF Champions League, and syempre yung inaabangan nilang import na rin siguro kung ituring itong si MJ Phillips, it gave opportunities for the others to step up, and other than 15 points, ito si Nicole Tiamzon even had 3 receptions and 6 digs for today, so definitely an all-around game, at sabi niya nga sa mga susunod pang laban, when her services are needed, she's gonna deliver. So very humble player, and other than that, it's also a collaborative effort among all the players today, as we see Van Sickle also delivering, the attacks that Petro Gazz needs. And their middles as well played a huge factor dahil yung middle, yun din yung wala dito sa SGA. So that's one of the differences that we saw in this matchup between SGA and Petro Gazz today.
Well, also notable performances coming from Van Sickle with 7, Buitre with 8 for the Angels.
Just look at the disparity in attacks, diba? 42 compared to just 15 of strong group. I guess one thing that really kept SGA and their fighting spirits up until the last second was the errors that they continue to get out from Petro Gazz. But other than that, blockings, aces, really on point for the Petro Gazz Angels.
It is worth noting Versosa, the